Traders control the trade here, taking a look at Boeing, ticker symbol BA. Boeing reports earnings tomorrow, 4/28/2021. Today's 4/27/2021. And we're going to take a look at this chart and just find a few important areas. You can see there's a lot of lines on the chart here. I tend to not delete some of my older important numbers, like this red line up here and this red line down here. They've probably been on the chart for maybe a couple years now. 223.03, or approximately that area, has been very important for support. Of course, prior to that was resistance. You can see all the activity right here recently. We broke out of that. Now you can also see that I've added some Fibonacci retracements here. Here's a different look. You can see the Fibonacci retracement starts all the way back here at 113.89. So if you're wondering what those black lines are, now you can see today we have a little convergence here, the 50-period moving average, which is 240.33, red line. And you have a Fibonacci retracement here at 239.71. We had a strong close today above the 50-period moving average, but tomorrow, of course, is earnings, so that could be a huge game changer either way. What's usually going to happen is you're going to probably, if it's bullish sentiment reaction from the earnings, you're going to probably jump over the 20-period moving average, this blue line here, and start to make a run up towards the previous high, because Boeing tends to run pretty wide gaps. Now, on the other hand, if it's a bearish open, we'll probably open below the 50-period moving average, 240.33, and I think we would head down to my important number here, 223. That would be the first place that I would start looking for support, somewhere down in that area, 225 first, 223, and then from there, you really have to play it as it comes. I mean, you can see the low here was 213.80 on this candle, so that's something to watch. My other important line here, which is hard to see in blue, is 212. That's another magnetic number. 215.66 is on the table, another Fibonacci retracement. So somewhere in that general zone. Now, if we get a really, really poor reaction market-wise, then would not surprise me if we went down towards the 200-period moving average, because you do have a gap down here. So we had a close here, 195.84, and we opened the next day at 198.98, made a low of 198. So somewhere in like the 190s, actually, here's the Fibonacci is 196.23. So that's kind of right in between there, making up that gap, and then you have right above that the 200 period. So somewhere in that zone would be extremely strong support if we started to flush down hard. So I'm trying to give you both cases here. Positive reaction from the market, you want to look for a gap up above the 20 and then start to challenge the high of this candle here. And on a runaway, on a breakout, then I'd have to look further back, but 294.91 would be that other area that's an old line on the chart that I would look for resistance. And then again, support. If 223 gets broken, we start to look in the teens, 215 down to 212. And then remember, there's the 200-period moving average here. But we want to get a couple more quick looks here, like the weekly chart. And you can see the weekly chart is really interesting. If you go back, we can see we're in this bearish pattern here. Once we lost everything, we had this huge bear flag pattern going, and we've been creeping up slowly to get to the top of this pattern here. So if you break above, let's say, this candle, the high of 321.74, then Boeing gets into a kind of a new rally, and more of a bullish rally, and we kind of break that long-term downtrend. You do have the 200-week moving average right here at 289.53, so that will serve as resistance for sure if it does start to break out. So there's an awareness there. Typically, this pattern will result in lower prices. And let's look at the monthly. Monthly looks very similar to the weekly. You could even see a nice view here, how we came up to 278.57, right below the open of this candle here, and got rejected pretty hard at the 50-month moving average. Even more interesting, which is 280. So we came all the way up towards 280, got rejected hard, came back down. We're still consolidating here. So there's a lot of work to do in this chart for the bull case. More resistance would be found here at 281.24. So I know I cited some numbers earlier, up to 294, 295. You can see how important that number is going to be eventually if we get there. So just an awareness, you want to see the long-term charts. They're important too. Short-term charts on day trading, that's all important to put all those puzzle pieces together and then just know where the magnetic areas are on the chart. So I hope this video was helpful. Leave any comments or questions. Please subscribe, and remember, don't let the trade control you.